The statistics, please.
Yes. Not again? Excellent. Right. Just for the story, GLP values is represent GV Worldwide is one of the top 5 organizations globally. It is important to say that they have decided to enter the Serbian market. So this means something. So how many things it means, I'm going to say in a while. So what I was saying before, just to catch up roughly, I was introducing of how we can see the prospects for further development on this market. If I can give a short answer to this question, which is actually my presentation, is that the prospects for development for the Serbian real estate market do definitely look good. But what I was saying is that I think, and I will prove it later on, the ride won't definitely be easy. This is something to claim that, and although it's not indicated, have a close look on that, but although it's not indicated on this finger, we must stress an aspect where which we hear earlier on the real estate market, which is often overlooked in discussion for economic growth. Namely, it's not GDP that positively affects the real estate market, but the later affects positively GDP too. According to all the plethora of international studies, including ourselves, the investment and unemployment multipliers for construction activity in the real estate sector are time and again amongst the 3 largest sectorial multipliers in almost all countries. With this in mind, some of the determinants of the real estate market performance, as you can see in this figure, deserve special mention as they apply definitely to Serbia. According to IMF latest, based on the December 2016 report on Serbia, the country's economy continues to strengthen. There has been definitely a significant fiscal overperformance, and structural weaknesses have begun to be addressed. Both have helped boost the confidence. There has also been a healthy recovery of credit, fueled by substantial monetary policy, easing which, however, has been accompanied by persistently low inflation. In turn, it has reinforced recovery in real incomes. The public debt has also started to decline. All these developments together have helped restore, reboost the growth. As a result, even the unemployment rate, although still high, dropped, we've heard it before, dropped from 24.6% in 2016 to 18.5% in 2015. Actually, it's a decline for 6.9% points. What interests us here of those aspects of the recovery which, according to figure 1, hold particular relevance of the real estate market is the growth in real GDP, growth therefore in real incomes, and the investment flows. Let's have a closer look on that. This is on figure 1. Actually, what suggests that the Serbian real estate GDP has been growing since 2014 and up to 2016, and that the IMF, based on its expertise, estimates that the upward trend will continue at least for up to 2021, albeit on a smoother path. Moving on, figure 3 offers even more cause of optimism, as it shows that most of the Serbian real estate GDP growth in 2015 was due to investment. Investment appears to have been largest component of the Serbian real estate GDP growth in 2016 too. The trend is expected to continue for 2017 and definitely for 2018. Only in the later year, the strong contribution of investment to real GDP is second to what of private consumption, which actually is expected to pick up marketably. Equally encouraging as regards to the prospects of the Serbian real estate market is the fact that in comparison to Greece, and which is something I would like to address here, and 7 other neighboring countries, Serbia appears to have had a greater success in attracting net foreign direct investment, FDI, if you know, flows. The importance of such flows cannot be overstated for a transitional economy like Serbia's. Figure 4 presents the evidence of the above conclusion. You can see in blue lines shows the percentage of total net FDI, just foreign direct investments, inflows in this 8-country group attracted by each country over the 2012 and 2015 period. Serbia comes out first in the bunch. At the red line shows that over the same period, Serbia was second only to Slovenia in terms of her growth potential of such flows. The later variable was computed as the ratio of the slope of the linear growth of net FED flows into the country during 2012 and 2015 period over the sum of net inflows for that country by the end of the period. This metric shows the extent to which the sum of net FDI flows a country has registered over a period is due to large annual charges of these flows over a relatively small initial net flow as opposed to small annual charges in those flows over a related large initial net flow. This large percentage, the greater growth potential of a country is attracting the FDI net flow, just to give you some insight. In the case of Serbia, her share of the total net FDI inflows registered for the group of 8 countries was 1/5, a little above Bulgaria's. And her average size of registered annual increases in those net inflows as percentage of the total net inflows she managed to attract was 7.76, second to Slovenia, which is actually 8.4. Whose share of net inflows, however, was only 7.97, approximately 8%, as opposed to Serbia's share of 20%. Taken all together, Serbia was done excellently, well done over for 2012-2015 period for FDI terms. As already mentioned, she's recently doing well in increasing her share for total investment into GDP too. Together with various ongoing economic reforms, she's been affecting both the total investment and the FDI trends are really likely to continue. That's our view. This will have marked positive effects on Serbia's real estate market over the next 3 to 4 years. This optimistic view as regard to the prospects of the Serbian real estate market is also supported by the evidence on this table, where actually what the table shows is a 5 key real estate sectors. Construction activity has been steadily picking up between the last of 2013-2015. Now, the question is whether this trend is about to continue. It's possibly that by the 2021, the number of residential buildings constructed or repaired, renovated, in Serbia have been reached 13,505 units, and that of hotels and similar buildings. Slower. Yes. Sorry about that. I will be more slow. Actually, yes, there are not large numbers compared, for example, say to Greece during the bullish real estate market in the past, but compared to Serbia recent records, they are very, very encouraging indeed. A very important determinant of real estate market performance, mentioned on figure 1, is the need of households for residential accommodation. Now, figure 1 also stresses that price developments in the housing sector usually lead price developments in all other real estate sectors. So it's really important to focus on determinants of household demand for dwellings. Understandably, a primary determinant is household income, which is mentioned also in previous speech. That factor is taken care of by the recent and projected, actually, welcome trend in Serbia's GDP, investment, and FDI, I was explaining before. Below, in table 2, we will have a look on factors conditioning household needs or preferences. As you can see in table 2, we can note easily, as the case of Bulgaria and Greece, in Serbia too, there is an excess of dwellings over households. Of course, in Greece, the excess is unusually and remarkably large by international standards, so it's not likely that Serbia will ever imitate this kind of house buildings performance. A lot, however, depends on the location and quality characteristics of Serbian housing. The next table breaks down the number of households by broad type of dwellings and by broad type of area they actually live in. What you can see here is that Serbia has a large percentage of people living in houses and of people living in rural areas than Greece, Bulgaria, or indeed European Union 28 countries. On the other hand, the percentage of households living in cities is smaller in Serbia than in Greece, Bulgaria, or EU 28. Now, it may be the case that the quality characteristics of the Serbian housing stock provide room for improvement. For example, Table 4 shows that 11.4% of Serbian dwellings have no bathroom. 57% have no central heating, 15.5% have only one room, and almost 6%, 5.9%, have no water supply installation. So, considering that there already exists an excess of dwellings in Serbia in relation to households, the quality characteristics picture suggests that most of that component of the rise in Serbian household incomes expected over the next few years as a result of the expected rise in GDP, as I explained, that will be directed into housing will take the form of renovation and improvements rather than of new house building space. On the other hand, the very increases in GDP, in total investment, and in FDI, we noticed earlier suggest that important potential changes in the structure of the Serbian economy. Most probably the importance of agriculture will wane, whereas that of manufacturing and of hotels, etc., will increase. Most of these activities attracting investment are likely to flock into urban areas. Considering that, according to Table 3, shown earlier, only the 35.3% of Serbian households live in cities, there is definitely substantial room for more urbanization in Serbia. That will increase demand for urban land and drive its prices up. In turn, this will be good for real estate markets as a whole, and it will definitely encourage both speculative developmental activity and the incentive for households to improve or renovate existing properties or invest in completely new ones. In all of this, taxation and finance definitely will play an important role. I think I gave a good analysis last year on that. Suffice to say, though, that Serbia has made and definitely making marked progress in these areas to the direction on further enabling and attracting investments, and we do believe that, and that's why we're here for, more investments into the real estate. Thank you very much.